Lily Palmer stood outside Thompson's Auto Repair, clutching her phone as she questioned every decision that had led her here. At 26, she should have had better ways to solve her problems, but desperation has a way of forcing creativity. And Lily was nothing if not desperate. Her family reunion was tomorrow, the same one she'd been dreading for months, ever since her cousin Jessica had announced her engagement to a successful doctor. Jessica, who never missed a chance to remind everyone that Lily was still single, still working at a flower shop, still finding herself. 3 months earlier, at her grandmother's birthday party, Jessica's smug remarks had pushed Lily too far. Out of frustration, she'd lied. She'd invented a boyfriend as someone wonderful, ambitious, and conveniently busy. What started as a momentary defense had spiraled into a full-fledged fantasy, reinforced by every phone call from her mother. And now, with the reunion tomorrow, she had to somehow make that fantasy look real. The bell above the auto shop door jingled as she stepped inside. The sharp scent of motor oil and the hum of machinery filled the air. She expected a middle-aged mechanic, a gruff, heavy-set, maybe with a cigarette tucked behind his ear. Instead, a man in his early 30s slid out from under a car, wiping grease from his hands. He was tall, with tousled dark hair, striking eyes, and a quiet confidence that filled the space effortlessly. His simple gray t-shirt and worn jeans somehow made him look more genuine than anyone Lily had ever met. "Can I help you?" he asked, his tone warm and patient. Lily hesitated. "I really hope so." She immediately wanted to take the words back. This was insane. "Car trouble?" "No," she admitted. "Actually, my car is fine. It's a broken bar, something else." He smiled a slow, easy grin that made her nerves spark. "Try me. I've heard some strange things in this business." "Okay, but you're going to think I'm crazy." She drew a breath. "Can you pretend to be my boyfriend for one day?" His eyebrows lifted. "That's a new one," he said, clearly amused. "And here I thought you needed a tune-up." She rushed to explain at the family reunion. Her cousin, the lie, her grandmothers hoped to see her happy before she passed. "I know it's ridiculous," she finished, her voice cracking, "but I can't face their disappointment. I just can't." He leaned back against his workbench, listening closely. When she finally ran out of words, he nodded thoughtfully. "What exactly would this involve?" "Tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 6, my aunt's house. Just act like we've been dating for 3 months. Be polite, maybe hold my hand a few times. I'll pay you. I have $300 saved." "I don't want your money," he said immediately. Lily blinked. "You'll do it?" He nodded. "I'll do it, but on one condition." "Anything." "You bring flowers for your grandmother and you stop apologizing for being human. Everyone makes mistakes. Asking for help isn't one." Tears stung her eyes. "Why would you do this for a stranger?" "Maybe because I've been where you are," he said simply. "And because sometimes people just need someone to show up." The next day, Lily stood before her closet, torn between what she thought her family expected and what made her feel like herself. In the end, she chose a floral dress she'd never dared to wear before, a soft, bright, unapologetically her. When the doorbell rang at exactly 1:30, Daniel stood there, freshly showered, dressed neatly in dark jeans and a button-down shirt. "You look beautiful," he said, his voice sincere. "And you clean up pretty well," she replied. He offered his hand. "Ready to convince your family we're wildly in love?" "As ready as I'll ever be." On the drive, they built their story together, how they met, their first date, their inside jokes. But their conversation went deeper than make-believe. Daniel asked what she loved about her work, what made her feel alive. "I like helping people express what they can't say with words," she said. "Flowers do that. They speak emotion." "That's not just a job," he said. "That's art." When they arrived, Lily's nerves spiked, but Daniel squeezed her hand gently. "You've got this. Just be you." Her mother spotted them instantly, her face lighting up. "Lily, and you must be Daniel. We've heard so much about you." "All good things, I hope," Daniel replied smoothly, shaking her hand. "Lily talks about you all the time." Within minutes, he had charmed everyone. He played with the younger cousins, talked cars with her uncle, and complimented her grandmother's garden. He fit in effortlessly. Then Jessica appeared, glittering engagement ring and all. "So this is the famous boyfriend," she said, smiling too sweetly. I was beginning to think he wasn't real. Believe me, I'm real, Daniel said with an easy grin. Jessica's fiancé tilde copyright, Brandon, puffed up beside her. So what do you do, Daniel? I own a business, Daniel said calmly. Auto repair and restoration of mostly classic cars. Jessica blinked, clearly disappointed, but before she could make a cutting remark, Lily's grandmother approached. Let me see this young man who made my Lily smile again, she said. Daniel handed her the bouquet Lily had made that morning. Pianessa, your favorite, he said gently. Her grandmother's eyes softened. You're a good man. Don't let this family intimidate you with their fancy degrees. Character matters more than careers. Yes, ma'am, he said with a grin. The rest of the afternoon felt like magic. Daniel made everyone laugh. Never tried too hard. Never pretended. He just was. When Lily's mother whispered, "He's wonderful, sweetheart," Lily felt a pang of guilt. As the sun began to set, Lily and Daniel stood near the garden, away from the noise. Thank you, she said quietly, for today, for everything. There's something I should tell you, Daniel said. Lily's heart dropped. Oh number. You're married, aren't you? He laughed. Nothing like that. I just wasn't completely honest. I do own Thompson's Auto Repair, but it's not just one shop. It's 17 across 3 states. I'm the CEO of Thompson Auto Group. She stared. You're Broken Bar CEO? He nodded. But that's not the part that matters. When you walked into my shop, you saw me, not my title. That's rare. And when your cousin asked what I did, I could have bragged, but I wanted to see who would value people for who they are, not what they earn. Your grandmother passed the test. So did you. Lily's eyes filled. Why did you help me? Because a brave woman walked into my life and reminded me what honesty looks like, he said softly. And because somewhere between pretending to be your boyfriend and watching you laugh today at a broken bar it stopped feeling fake. What are you saying? I'm saying I'd like to try this for real. No pretending, just us. She smiled. You realize my family's going to plan our wedding before our second date. Let them. We'll take our time. 6 months later, they were still together, steady, happy, real. Daniel spent most of his days in the original shop, his hands still grease-stained, his heart entirely hers. When he proposed a year later right in her flower shop, surrounded by roses and lilies, Lily didn't hesitate, because sometimes love begins in the strangest places. Sometimes pretending leads to something real, and sometimes all it takes is walking through the door and asking for help.